So people are always talking about how fragile carbon can be, and about how if you hit a rock or something like that, you can break a carbon component. Like, people talk about this in frames and in wheels especially. So I've heard people say that in like forums and stuff, but I never really have, I've been on group rides. A lot of people ride carbon bikes, probably most people, and a lot of people ride carbon wheels. And I've really never heard of someone cracking a carbon rim or a frame. And so I thought I'd make a video about this because it just happened today. I was out riding. I was going to make a video about the ride itself because it's been raining a lot and it's really pretty outside today. And I was like, it'll be a good video. I'll make a video about one of my favorite routes that I do. I leave from my house and it's a gravel route just out west in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And I was just going to film that and kind of walk through why I like that route, kind of how it's nice. With all the rain, there's a bunch of erosion, and I'll show you. I was riding out and I hit a pothole, and you can see probably right there, you should be able to see that there is a crack. Hopefully it's focusing. But yeah, I hit a pothole. As soon as I hit the pothole, I knew that it cracked. And so I'll go ahead and run some footage I took out while I was there and show you where that was. Yeah, so this is me kind of coming up from right where I live. This is some of the pavement you have to ride to get to the local gravel routes out west of Fayetteville. This is on Weir Road, a couple miles out, and you can just see it's still pavement, but it gets to be kind of farm roads. It's about to hit into where it goes into gravel right up here. And I think at some point up here I started to see a group ride that was happening that I wasn't associated with, but I just kind of ran into it. This right here, I'm 2.6 miles out from my house. You can see I'm running 23 miles an hour, and I just hit gravel. And yeah, there's some of those there's some of the riders up in that group above. I started closing the gap. There were some younger riders. It wasn't super competitive, and you can see here I just kind of closed the gap, and then I passed them, and right after up here is where actually I passed them, was going pretty fast, and this is where I cracked my rim, probably a half mile up from here. I'm out here on a gravel road. You can see there's lots of potholes, which I inadvertently hit one, and you can see broke the rim on impact. So ride is cut off short today, and I don't really know how long it'll take, but I'm guessing that Hunt will just send me a new wheel because I do have the extra, I have the warranty or whatever, so we'll see. Hopefully I can get it fixed pretty soon, but I won't be able to ride the gravel bike for a minute. It's very beautiful out here. You can see this is kind of the potholes where I'm pretty sure I cracked my rim. I think I was riding through here and then kind of was on this side of the road and then saw all of these potholes on the right side and then just tried to kind of get over to the left side to get out of the potholes. I'm like, did a little bunny hop, and I probably landed right onto that one if I was guessing, which you can see is a pretty decent kind of size. So I think that probably would have cracked any carbon rim. Just the fact that that's not just rolling over a pothole. I kind of tried to bunny hop from this side of the road over to this side, but then landed perfectly onto that area, and running 28 PSI. There wasn't that much resistance, so the rim crashed right into a rock. I don't know, that's what I'm guessing. It also could have been a little farther up here. It could have been one of these too. I don't actually know. But in any case, be careful for potholes when you have a carbon rim, I guess. Yeah, I just thought I would make a video on this. I was planning on making a video of that route itself, which turned into a video about a broken rim. But yeah, it happened to me. I never thought this would happen realistically. And it's just kind of a PSA, I guess. Be careful if you're out and you're doing a race. If you're out and you're bike packing, you have bad reception, this will stop you in your ride and you're walking back or you're waiting for a ride back, one or the other, unless you have an extra wheel with you. So I guess a couple considerations that are interesting. This is a, it's a 38 mil tire. The tread doesn't even matter on this because this all just comes down to the air volume and to the width and the pressure. All those are related, obviously. So this is a 38 mil wide tire, and I was running this at about 28 PSI. So had I been running higher PSI, I probably would have been fine. If this had been like at 40 PSI or 45, that would have been pretty uncomfortable, but that probably would have been fine. And had this been like a 42 or especially a 45 mil or a 45C tire, then I probably also would have been fine. So just something to be aware of. You have a lot, if you're running narrower tires because you want to be faster on a carbon rim bed, you are running a much higher risk of cracking that rim. So especially during a race or something, it's kind of like the anecdote of like, you're driving faster, but then you get pulled over by the police, and then like, obviously that's a slower trip to get there than if you had ridden slower and not. You might be riding faster on a smaller tire on a race, but if you break your rim and then you don't finish, then it would have been much better to have a little bit slower pace on a wider tire. So my takeaway is I'm going to not ride 38s anymore. I'm going to get a new wheel from Hunt, hopefully. I have the warranty on these and I already filed it. So getting new wheels, or a new wheel, hopefully. I'll make a different video about that. And then when I do get new wheels, and I will put a different tire on here so that doesn't happen again. But yeah, more to come. I'll make a video following up soon about Hunt's warranty and how that whole process goes. So stay tuned for that if you're kind of interested. I'll have to get a new wheel in. I'll have to put new tires on. I don't have the right tools to change out my cassette and my disc brakes, so I'll have to pay to get that done. I'm hoping that with the H-Care that Hunt will pay to have the brake and the cassette moved to a new wheel, and then I can ship this one back to them or whatever they want. So, but I'll make a full video about what it looks like from, contacting them about the warranty, what the responses that I get, what it takes to actually get the new wheel on the bike, and then how much money that actually cost me. So that's all I got for you.